Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever Mainline. We're zipping through Atlantis, which was the focus of the last episode, and it really represents a leap forward in how well the series is progressing. This is going to lead to, I think, probably a surplus of goods awaiting delivery in some fashion or another, and it's going to take some tidying up. But today we're going to work on something a little bit different, so stick around and we'll get on with it. So here we are at the Atlantis Freight Distribution Hub Depot type behaviour, and as you can see, we've got a mainline train waiting here right now. It's just dropped off a healthy amount of stone, as you can see, and it's picking up construction materials to take them back up the line. Now, when I left last time, I'd got the wrong wagons on my little goods train here, on the setup that is actually transporting stone and slag and turning it into construction materials, and I've upgraded that ever so slightly, as you can no doubt tell. I'm still using the little tiddly alcove because I like it, but frankly, it's not really up to the job. I need something a little bit more robust than this, because this one train alone is not cutting it. I've actually got another one as well. I deployed a second one, exactly the same consist, running a double header on there. It looks kind of cool, but it doesn't really work. And as you can see, it extends well beyond the length of the station that we set up. So I'm going to need to rebuild that in a way that looks better. But I'm not going to do that right now. I might do that this episode if I get around to it. But yeah, it's kicking along nicely. As you can see, the money is looking tight. We're 283 million in the bank. We're making double-digit million each year. What did we get last year? We're on road replacement. So we've just hit the replacement of road vehicles. And I wanted to show you something else before we get to the meat of today's episode, and that is the Sky Dance. It's rubbish. No, there you go. That's the long and the short version going on there. Now, it looks absolutely beautiful, but this train is costing me an arm and a leg. I am burning 5.5 million, and actually this is a good year. 5.5 million a year to keep this thing running, and it has never turned any kind of a profit whatsoever. I mean, yes, it's running maybe 50% full, but even so, at 50% you should be at the break-even point. They're just so expensive to run. We will follow this all the way into Atlantis, because it's quite a nice route. And then once it gets there, we'll institute a replacement, because basically, if I can replace this with something that breaks even, then I've made an extra 5 million a year. Anything on top of that is bonus. Frankly, it's all extras. So because I've been rolling forward, basically what I do is anytime that I'm doing a bit of polish in between episodes, I leave the game running now, because we're not waiting for any new vehicles to unlock or anything like that. Seems to make no sense at all to leave it waiting, which is why the money goes up so radically. I mean, I'm probably, I don't know, 5-10 years ahead of where we finished last time. And as you can see, Atlantis has grown really quite nicely. We've got some growth going on over here. In fact, what is all this lot? That's a bit of a mixed bag. Got some industrial, got a bit of housing going on. That's all good. It may be propelled further if I were to set up a little commuter bus route from this side to the other, given that this side has no access to the passenger station. It's probably wise, isn't it? But again, that is not on the agenda item for today. To see, hold on, no, you have to finish off your thing with the Sky Dance, you Burke. Right, okay, yes, so we're going to replace this. You're out of here. We're still going to go American. We're still going to go electric. I'm possibly about to make the wrong selection of locomotive and carriage. So brace yourselves for that in advance. Now then, we've got, what was I liking the looks of? Yeah, see, I like these General Electric numbers. They can do both freight and passenger, but obviously we're going to be doing passengers. I've got quite a few to choose from. They've all been added to the mod collection for the series, so by all means, you should be, if you've got the mod collection in your collection, you should already be up to date. Now these do 160. What have we got coach-wise? I've got a few. Let's look at the phase 3s. What do you do? 209. Oh, I think we can probably handle that, can't we? 209 is glorious. That'll do absolutely fine. And this one's got a cafe in it. So yes, let's do that. Are those supposed to go? Yeah, I suppose they are. Yeah, supposed to go with the HHP8, which possibly has a more snazzy, more commonly used name. But whatever that is, I am unaware of it. Yeah, what's the running cost on that? 2.7 versus 1.9. So we're looking at an extra 700k running cost a year, and I think we'll keep it simple for now. In fact, these are going to be even cheaper, aren't they? 1.7. So yeah, so we're going to be equipping coaches that are capable of way more than the actual the actual loco is. What else have we got? 209s. I mean, I could go with the Bombardier kind of bi-level, but they only do 140, so I don't think we will. I think we'll go phase 4. No, I think we'll stick with the phase 3s. Yeah, I mean these are not cheap. What about phase 2? Phase 2 might be slightly more appropriate at this stage, and I mean they're capable of top speed as well. So do you have yeah okay, fine. Right, we'll go with 2 of these. Right, that's what are we looking at there? 42. We'll stick some of these in here and all, which I imagine are. Oh, hold on, no, Amfleet 1 Phase 3. This is an Amflat. It's the same thing. All right, well we'll go with it. Maybe this is 2 separate mod creators going head to head here. Right, so that would take me up to, we said we were at 42, so that's 84, and then we'll stick a cafe wagon on the back of it, which takes up to 98. That will do nicely. On replace now, thank you. I'm gaining 13.8 million just by buying new trains. Madness, I tell you. We'll see. We'll check this rolling out. So the capacity is like 4 passengers less, something like that. But we weren't running at capacity anyway, and the overall running cost should be lowered as well. It's a slightly deep shade of turquoise you've got going on there. In fact, that's resonated with some of the carriages. Intriguing. But at the same time, it definitely looks the part. I think if I'd matched all the coaches, it might look a little bit more... maybe it's because some will take the colouring. Yeah, you see, if we kill the colouring off, that should all look a little bit more unified. Yeah, there we go. We've just got slightly dirty grey and then gleaming grey. In that way that grey so often gleams. Right, okay, we'll leave that running. We'll stop in there on the tail end of the episode and see how it's getting on. Anyway, today's main objective is to replace this fine utilitarian shed, and we'll replace it post haste. Yes, be gone. So that was our depot of choice for a very long time. Well, in fact, it was the original and still the best. Depot of choice, but we're going to get shot to that. Let's tidy this lot up, and then we'll go find somewhere nice to put it. Now, the main goal that I've got with this is for it to be able to service both directions on the main line. And actually, I mean, this area here is not bad location-wise, but actually it's far more suited to the goods setup that's going to need to sit in here. Because currently, Pleasant View are only getting goods trucked in from up here. Now, there's a lot going on, frankly. A lot of the goods that you're seeing here are still off the old road setup that we used to start with as kind of the engine. So, you know, between that truck depot there and this one here, that's the old road distribution setup. So I'm going to transfer that all into going via the main line when we're a little bit further along. It's not that I need the money. That's kind of taking care of itself right now. All of my passenger lines are making good cash. Hopefully the cross-country one will be as well. But now is not the time. The time will be later. Instead, I'm going to go further afield because the one thing we know about the main line is it's everywhere. It's simply a question of where's going to be the most accommodating place to put it. Now we're going to need good stations here, there, and everywhere, but we also want a place for a depot. I haven't scouted this out in the slightest. We are making this up as we go along. Now, this is a great location for a good station, isn't it? Isn't this nice? And I think this might actually service really well as our depot as well. So let's start. I'll build both, but we won't actually use the goods line today. But I want to get the station in at the same time, just so that all of the various track machinations make sense. And track can have machinations. Come on, let me delete a bit more than that though. We're just doing these tiddly sections. Alright, fair enough. The chances that I've left a little bit behind here, pretty high. Okay, arguably very high, but we'll sort that out when the time comes. Right. Okay. Good. There we go. So we need a good station and we need a big depot complex. And that can happen, and for some reason I am now smoothing. Well, we like a smooth, and it gives us a nice looking environment from which to start. Now, before I go in, well, while I do this, numerous people have sent me links to the brand new station sign mod that uses live text to display station names and so forth at your stations. In principle, I like the sounds of it. In practice, crashed me game. Now, a few people have reported that, and apparently it's just down to a wonky-ish build going on recently. So it will feature in the series when it's a little bit more stable. I'll try it before I record each week, and as soon as it works without wailing and gnashing its teeth, we'll integrate it into what we've got going on. Right, I want another one of these because these are funky as anything. We'll go with a 480. We'll make it high speed. Do we want any transit tracks? Yeah, I think we might, Let's go with 2 and a second street connection. Let's make this a big dog, and then I want to work the depot into this. Now, there's 2 ways I could do this. I could either rock with 2 depots, one facing in each direction, because obviously trains are going to want to come from either direction, or hold everything. Let's go with 4. Or I go a different route with it. Why are you not? I said I wanted transit tracks, and where are they? Because I'm not seeing them anywhere, and I've also I've not completed the thought that I just had. Last none. Yes. Okay. Right. That looks like that. Versus 4, which looks exactly the same. I don't think it works. Oh well, that's kind of a shame. Yeah, that is a bit of a pity, because I was going to transit track the main line up the middle of it. But if it's not going to play ball, then it's not going to play ball. Maybe if I turn the second street connection off and then say I want transit tracks. Nope. Guess not. Okay, right. Well, there is that. Oh yeah. So I was talking about having 2 depots versus 1. Because trains are going to want to approach from both directions. And I'm going to try and go for 1, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to make that work. Let's plumb you in. Does that look right? Yeah, that's fine. In about here. What do you mean you're unable to line terrain? There's very little effort required on your part there, Buster. Right, let's do that. Now, I'm making this senselessly complicated for myself because the freight line is on the outside here, so I'm going to need to run an under or over in order to make that work. I know I've got the wrong track selected. I just want to see if it won't slap in alongside. That's a shame. That's kind of why I built it over here, you know. Alright, well if we do that, then grab the standard stuff, because regardless of anything else, I do still want the passenger line running right alongside the station, because I think that's quite, you know, there's an element of drama to that I find appealing. Are you going to need some uphill? It rather looks like you will. Okay. Well, you know, that's fine. Let's pull you back down to here. That feels like it's actually... what's the word I'm after here? Connected. Yeah, it's connected is what it is. Right, okay, and then we'll run that up to this one. How do you feel about that? Are you going to comply? We've had to slow to 179. By deleting a little more, we can get a bit more... we can genteel the curve somewhat, which might sort that out. And based on the fact that we're going uphill this end, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. Connecting the freight line in there, I've definitely made this more complicated than I absolutely needed to. There we are. Right, no speed bleed off there. That's quite good fun. We're going with it. I'm also going to need to bulldoze this back some as well, because I get the sense that it was going to fight me on that too. So if I go from here out to there, the line is only slightly different. Slows to 188. That's not too bad. I mean, Metro liners do 200, but you know, 188's not 1,000 miles off that. No, it's 12. Right, good. Okay, cool. So, let's lock all of these in and then turn our attention to the freight line. I still haven't got a... I still don't know how I'm doing the depot. I think there's the most likely scenario we're going to get here is... Oh, hush. Is that we're going to run the depot at right angles. Which, it always feels a little bit like cheating, but I think if you can make it look good, then it's not cheating. And what I think goes, because it's my series, you want to do it differently, get your own flipping show, mate. Right, okay, yeah, bang that in there. And then that one, and then a bit more. Right, now, since we're already coming up in the tunnel, because I'm starting to think about the goods line now, and the goods line is likely to need to go under. I don't think we're going to get to go over from this side, but it's certainly possible going the other way, and I don't think I've got the Flying Junction mod installed yet. The Flying Junction will definitely make an appearance at some point in this series, but if I haven't got it installed right now, then it won't be for this particular challenge. We've got a lack of snap action going on here. Certainly feels that way. Right, do that. Pull this back. Alright, there we go. That's made it happier. I mean, let's face it, this is not the most complicated thing I'm ever going to build. What, you're building 4 parallel tracks that run in a more or less straight but gently curving line? I am. My goodness me. Someone phone isn't bar Kingdom Brunel. His engineering prowess is significantly in trouble. Or maybe I should say it was in significant trouble. Either way, you can grammar that how you feel like it. Let's not worry too much about that. But yeah, I think, you know, once I've done a bit of sprucing up of the station in the way that I surely will, I think this could look rather marvellous. What I haven't checked for is just how many things I've got to connect up to the goods line. Now, I spotted these two. Where are you? Those two there, but what about the other way? Okay, all right, yeah, you've probably got this farming complex to bolt on as well. So actually, this is going to be quite a heavy production area if it's not superseded by existing facilities that are just up the line. We just don't know yet. Why are you fighting me on all of this? Please don't. It's terribly tiresome. There you are. Right. And also, you know, the other bonus we get here is we've got this dinky little tunnel, and I'm a big fan of a dinky little tunnel, as you know. You know, adds just a little bit of mystery and drama to whatever it is you're building. Right, there you go. Get that round there as well. What's the money up to? It's nice to see that even when I'm faffing about building stuff, the money's still going up. And that's, you know, that's going to be pretty much constantly the case from here on out, I would imagine. Unless I build something completely flipping ridiculous. And I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Building the ridiculous is something that I do get up to occasionally. But it's nice to be sat in a profitable environment, at least for the time being. Right, okay, so I think the smart play here is we focus on the middle, like this. We'll take it down at as steep an angle as we can persuade. We'll do that. Now, if there is the chance of too much slope that is likely to rear its head, that looks like it might work. So let's kill off the rest of this up here. If we can get over the other side of there by ducking underneath it, then we can bolt it into the mainline goods route. All right, okay. No, why are you trying to go on the flat? Don't go on the flat. That's really not what we're about. Keep going. That's good. That's just lovely. Right there. I like it. We've got top speed throughout, which is, I mean, it's a bonus, but it's always a good bonus. Right. Okay. Cool. Oh no! Why did you stop there, you fool? That's it. Right. Pull that there. Now we have gone quite significantly underground by this point, so let's back up a bit, because obviously we're going to want to resurface, and not being near the centre of the Earth is going to be beneficial in that regard. You're going to need some kind of wacky angle to make this work, son. Alright, there you go. That's it. That's good. Well, it's not, because you're clearly doing some kind of cornering. Up, no, down, up. There you go. Sorry, I was wrong to question you. Alright, and... Too much slope, she said. I went, oh no. Don't know why it's she all of a sudden, but it is. 265 there, that's easily the right speed. But we're going to want to come out to about here, I suspect. Now, how much uphill? I mean, this will be because we're gradually going uphill. So the question is, can the train get back uphill before the landscape gets away from us? And on that initial charge there, no. Right, let's do that one. That's also good. Right, come on in. Let's be having you. Oh, all right. Well, that's just worked, has it? All right. Well, terrific. Yeah, not what I'd anticipated at all, but we've somehow pulled it off anyway. Good. Right, 149. I mean, that's what are we looking at there? Just shy of 100 miles per hour. So, I mean, that's plenty quick enough for what will be a selection of quite beefy goods services, and then just hook it jolly well up to the jolly well track that we've jolly well got, which it jolly well doesn't want to do. Right, okay, come this way as far as about here. That's it. So if we deseparate, no, deseparating would be connecting. Okay, right, well if we separate, there you are, there's no D required. If we separate the tracks there, then this should just, and has. So all commentary at this point is redundant. Good, right, bang that in there, marvellous, good, give it some of this. Yeah, just make it less ugly, you don't need to go to town on it. when nobody's looking, we'll plant all the trees in the known universe around the outside of it, which thus far has not caused any lag. Later on, you never know your luck. Right, okay, good. So that's that connected up. Now, if we're lucky, I'll be able to get... what am I going to try? Let's try that. It's not going to work because I'm trying to do a crossover on a slope. And historically, it hates that. Obviously, today it's completely fine with it. Right, give it some of this, give it some of that, and there we go. That is a pretty elegant bit of junctionometry going on right there. Nice. That was relatively painless. I'm pleased. Consider me thrilled at the very possibility. Right, now then, let's wang this across here. Because I imagine the next reminder that this is going to need some kind of road connection is mere moments away. I'll make this a bit neater once I actually connect it up and start using this stuff. But for now, I just want to kind of mark it in place. Now, that would mean that the smart place for the depot is over this side. Yes, I know I've got to finish the goods track. I don't want to because it's going to fight me. Right, so we've got to get over the other side of the track again. Yeah, I think that big wide open space was easily the best solution for the depot. Oh, look, we could go over the top. No, don't tunnel. Don't tunnel. If you can get over the top of the tunnel, that'll be amazing. I think I'm going to be out of luck on this front. Oh, it'd be good, though. No, keep gouging. Gouge all the way. The one thing we know for sure is that, yeah, the incline is the same for both. So that's not going to work. So I can't go... I could go under, but if memory serves correctly, a tunnel going under a tunnel is not likely to work. Instead, you're likely to create a level crossing in a tunnel. And it's not like we can really even tell from the... Yeah, there we go. So that would be it trying to go under. If we do that, I think the odds of this working are somewhere between no chance and what? Should we try it anyway? Well, of course you want me to try it anyway. The real challenge is going to then come on getting it to hit the connecting piece of track. Right, we are now quite a long way underground. We do that. Okay, we've got a tunnel under a tunnel. All right, and we can start taking it back up again. I mean, it's got a heck of a wiggle on it. All right, do that. We're invested now. Let's spend the money and see if we can't make this work. Too much slope. Okay. Now, we don't have any room to play with once we actually arrive in the kind of station vicinity. We can delete this tunnel and try and make that work. We've got a hell of an angle going on there, which is no good to anybody. Let's cancel that, and then let's delete... Nope, that's it. Yeah, delete this back again. And maybe we can get away with not going quite as deep as that. In fact, we're already going uphill now, so maybe we don't need to go quite as deep to begin with. I suspect we do. There we go. So we've got collision time, which is amazing. Right, do that here. Yeah, all right. All of that too much slope that I was expecting to get the other side. This is where we're going to get it. What are you colliding with? The tunnel that's already there? Yes. Okay. So we are going to have to go a little deeper than that. So maybe if I keep it on that... There you go. See, look, we've got this as an opportunity. And then we've just got to figure out a way of breaking back to the surface. 160 is absolutely fine as far as a speed drop-off is concerned. Now then, can we get a connection? Science pointer not on your Nelly. Okay, well, all right, 140. I don't really want to go any lower than that. Let's try that. Let's then... I'm regretting it already. There you go, because I'm fairly certain that that's all on the flat. Which side is this going to be, just in case this works? So this is the outside. It's certainly not as pretty as it was before. Right, okay, this is going to work then, isn't it? There we go. Right, so it stays underground the entire time, which I'm not thrilled about, but it works. Yeah, and I mean, based on the terrain we've got here, a flying junction was never going to work on this bit anyway. It simply won't, because the change in altitude is too severe to make that work. So no. Look, all right. If you're happier doing it this way, then do it that way. All right. Well, it is what it is. And it's functional. That's first and foremost what it is. Let's turn the track off and see how the top side looks. So we have managed to create this ugly shelf here. Now, I don't want to have to use the hide it with trees approach. I might have to use the hide it with trees approach. What if we were to... That's the wrong way. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Is it going to work anywhere? No, sir. No, not going to work in the slightest. All right, smooth it back out. That looks awful. All right, how much concealing can we do with trees? All right, okay, then turn it off and then look at it. We can do enough. We can conceal sufficiently with trees. Right, that's what we'll do. Did I balk the tunnel there? No, I didn't. Right, now then, the main next challenge is going to be, can I pull off the same kind of crossover maneuver here that I did on the other approach? Now, the first track, that's always the easiest one. And then the second one is the one where it's going, hello, what are you? Just an extra bit of track there that was just hanging around and hoping we didn't notice it. Well, so far the construction's just not possible. Could be I didn't grab the snap point. Looks like I did grab the snap point. Right, let's go to there. And then, come on, anywhere along here. Just make the connection. No, we're turning a corner, going uphill, and going into a tunnel all at the same time. You know, the impossible we can do today. Miracles will take just a little longer. Right, okay. In which case, there is a plan B. I've always got a plan B, people. You know that. There is not too much slope, and you know it. Right, we'll do this, and then hopefully we'll be able to just lock a diamond in before the tunnel. Now, it's not as elegant a solution, but it will still get the job done. I'm thinking we're going to hit a too much slope here. Where are we? Let's go. And... okay. All right. Well, the usual way that one would go about sorting this, apart from relaying the track better, is to try and make your diamond a little bit shorter. So we'll go with as short as we can get here. I don't think this is going to result in anything different. Nope. Okay. We'll try it somewhere else. But we do need the crossover. Actually, do we? We probably don't actually need a crossover here. I would rather have it, though, because, you know, trouble's going to... Well, all right, we'll leave it as it is and hope for the best. I mean, you've got a crossover at the other side of the station, so, I mean, you know, it's not a dead loss. It's a partial dead loss. And you know, we'll just have to settle for that. Let's do a bit of... No, don't... You can't... That can't be fixed. So don't even try, because you'll make it worse. Right, then, friends, let's talk depots. And my goodness me, have I made this tricky for myself. Yeah, you didn't think this through, did you? No, I genuinely did not think this through. Oh, buttocks. I mean, that's genuine thinking noises there, people. You don't get them very often. It's because I don't think very often. Ha ha. All right. Okay. Well, smooth as you think. Life is better when the ground is nicely smoothed out. There we are. Okay. Well, creating something that hooks up onto the passenger main line, not a problem. Creating something that then subsequently hooks up onto the freight main line, tricky. Unless we we can let freight trains run up the passenger line. That's not a deal breaker. So what we'd be looking at is over here. And actually, I'm halfway tempted looking at this now to fatten this out. Let's call up my depot selection. I haven't got all the depots available in the known universe. I've got a few. Turntables, nah, not really into it. Right, let's go with the big fat shed because I love a fat shed, as you know. Or the big Kahuna here, or one of each. Oh well, choices. Right, so what I want to do is plumb one in here, maybe. Right, is what I'm considering. And then another one, possibly a different design even, over this end. So this would be the two depot approach, and then have some crossover action going on in the middle. Now, on the one hand, that'll work. On the other hand, it's not a T design, so that's a good thing. And then finally, come on, there must be a finally. I don't like it. Okay, sulky draws. So the other option would be to come up with some kind of complex down here, and then lots of lovely junctioning to get out in both directions. It doesn't feel as fun, though. Or rather, it doesn't feel as clean. As much as I don't really want to go with everything going in both directions, this does feel like a clean solution. Providing, of course, I can actually get the track over to that side and the same coming the other way. All right, I'm going to commit to it. Let's go for that because, you said yourself a moment ago that it's going to work. So prove it. Right, first off, let's expand the number of tracks out here to a more rosy colour. Rosy colour? Number. A rosy number is what we're going to change it to. I'll park up some dummy locomotives and wagons and stuff on those to make it look like it's not being used purely as a spacing mechanic, because it's not. This is highly complex set dressing. That's what we're working on here. Right, is that enough? Give me my depot again. No, that's buses and what have you. That's not going to cut it. Nope, we need to go a bit further. Or do we go with the big Kahuna here? Nope, you still need one more. I might Kahuna it at one end and go with the little dinky one at the other. That'll make it look a little bit more interesting, possibly. Right. You didn't actually need to this here that you're doing now didn't need to do that. Okay, that's what you needed to do, and then you should be in business. You are in business. Right, lock it in. See, didn't even think about that. When I've decided I'm doing something, I'm doing it. It just happens. You can repent afterwards. Plenty of time for repentance. Right, there we go. Yeah, and I think with a bit of decoration, this is going to look absolutely fine. Do some of that. We'll probably pull the road over there and see if we can't, get a bit of traffic going, that kind of jazz. All right, okay, it is what it is. It's a depot. Right, now we run this up to the. Well, we might not even need to. Let's have a look and see how much space we need for the other one. Oh, that'll go in. It won't. I don't know. It's not going to go on track 3. It will go on track 4. So that's that's even better, to be honest, because it means that you've got a slight difference between the two lines, and as such, you know, anything could happen. Right, do some of, and then a bit of, and then one of those. I also quite like that I've got them, you know, getting fairly close to those tunnel entrances. I think that adds a level of interest. Oh, what haven't we considered? No, it's fine. You've considered everything, probably. Okay, right. Well, that looks like what it looks like. Let's now try this for a manoeuvre. See if we can get any kind of a bite on there at all. What do you know? That's bitten quite nicely. Okay, and then if this one will play ball as well, firstly, I'll be surprised. Secondly, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. It would be, right, try it the other way. Come on. For me. Just because you're feeling charitable. We haven't even got the flashes of that working. And it's because I'm not creating a proper diamond. If I were to go from here, however, right about there. Oh, hold on. Could we get over to there? We can. Okay, that's quite exciting. Let's do that. I mean, I say it's quite exciting. It's not that exciting. All right. Okay. Good. There we are. Business concluded. We are about town. We're in. We're up for it, and things. Yeah. All of these. Like. Are you done? Nope. And this one is doing. All right, okay, so with it all double slipped, it should allow everything to go everywhere without so much as a by your leave. I'm going to have to stick signals on the main line of this section. I mean, obviously that was coming anyway, but by doing it now and setting them to one way, we'll make sure that the depot isn't going to lead to a complete flipping catastrophe. We don't really want it there, though, do we? And we could go for... I mean, no, of all the places you could have placed that first signal, you chose the wrong place. Well done, solid effort. Don't do it again. Put one there and one there. Right, okay, good. Right click to cancel. Where did that come from? Sorry, I just right clicked thinking, yeah, that'll cancel that. No, it won't. In what flipping universe has that ever done anything in your transport fever? That's a whole different game you're trying to play there. And arguably not one of your favourites. Right. You know what? Let's run this all the way up to here, and then we'll leave this central section exactly as is. But we'll stick a signal on that one and a signal on here, and then a little further up the line we'll do that. Yeah. That's me talking to me, right? I'm not trying to sell anything to you at this point. Right, and then we just need to connect. Oh no, to connect the goods lines here up to the passenger line, so that they too have the option of retiring at this depot should the need ever come. Well, okay, well that worked. I wasn't expecting it to do that quite so easily. Although it does seem to have done something rather funky to the entrance of this. Oh, no. Oh, for an undo button. Now, I don't crave an undo button in this game at all, except when I've created some kind of landscape horror mess, as we just witnessed. You know, I prefer to own my mistakes and then have to, you know... fix it. But if the game has decided to create something that just looks dreadful, then I'd probably use undo. Right, let's try that again. Only this time we won't make it a landscape horror mess. Right, there you go. That's one. Don't you landscape horror mess on me. Which is a phrase that has just entered my vernacular, and now I'm using it continuously. Right, okay, good. That's that end. I think the other end is going to be a bit more tricky, but good. It's always good to do the easy one first, isn't it? Yeah, slip all of these. Yes, please. Thank you. Anybody else? No. All right, good. Is that actually going to work? Yeah, because you're coming up this way, you can get all the way over onto track 4. There's absolutely no problem at all. Right, now then, let's signal this one up. One there, one here, and one on there, and one on here, and then no, yes, one there, and one on here. Right, okay, that should be sufficient protection to make sure that nothing goes tearing through or gets blocked by something that is just having a faff around with a depot. Right, now then, up here, what? No, it's fine. It's because your goods line is entirely underground. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, it's oh dear now, is it? Perhaps a better time for oh dear would have been before you just made a complete pig's ear of this. Oh, phooey. All right, how are you going to make that work? Because you've got to get stuff over onto the passenger line in order to make that happen. So the best place for that, and I don't want to do it on a bridge because that'll be absolutely hideous, is here. In fact, you've already got some kind of switch track effort going on there, but I think that's for the passenger station. It is for the passenger station. So you would have to do it right here, get over onto that line. So be it. It's going to make it interesting, and it's not going to be used that often. The only thing we have to remember, and I'm sure I'll forget at some point, is that if you're heading this way, so you're heading anti-clockwise on the main line, you cannot hit the depot from Alpha Complex. Okay, everybody got that? Also, you've done that the wrong way around. Okay, everybody clear. You've done that the wrong way around. That bit, wrong way around. You need to go from goods onto passenger, not passenger onto goods. And you could have made more of a mess of that, I'm sure, if you tried. Right, okay, do it again, but, you know, properly. So you need to get all the way over onto there. No, there was one possible solution there, and that's the one we've gone with. So, suck it up, make it work. There we are. All right, well, I mean, it's created an interesting pattern, but it does mean that we're potentially going to be running quite a lot of goods for quite a lot of distance there if we ever decide to retire goods trains. And actually, the way that the series has been going so far, that's reasonably likely. But as ever, we will concern ourselves with that at the appropriate juncture. Right, okay. And then, what? Well, then you stick that here. Yes. No. I was about to suggest that this outer line here I didn't actually need to do. But of course, you also need to, once in a while, one also needs to deploy a new train, and therefore making it so that they can deploy. Probably a good move. Bang those in there, and what have you done? Nothing. Yeah, everything is just peachy. Except this line is a... No, you've got that right. That's all. Everything is right. Now, step hastily away from it, and let us never talk of this area again until we talk of this area again. Right, now then, that should, I'm thinking, could happen. That could be job done there. Let's call up some lines, because obviously the best thing we can do now is to actually set a debut out, Dunder Mifflin's complaining. No. Right, let's have a look. Freight shipment is currently losing cash. That's unusual. That must mean that I've got a bottleneck somewhere. The fact that this is only carrying 6 construction materials at the moment is also unusable. Unusable? That's a good word, but wrong. Means I've got a lot of stuff waiting. Or I've got a train snarled up somewhere. Alright. Look for moving train icons on the main line. All right, your passenger. Where's my freight action? Okay, there's some. That's got a good load on there. I mean, if you look, okay, last couple of years it's been losing money. Interesting. Now, obviously the running costs are going up because the train gets older, but even so, it's not normal for it to be burning that much cash. And there is very definitely a backlog in goods. So another freight train or two will take care of that, because it'll make everything start flowing again. But actually, what I wanted to look at here was the primary passenger lines. So we've got, in fact, this is the wrong place to do it. But oh, look, we've got some money makers going on there. Right, trains. Thank you. Right, Asgard to Gallifrey. Asgard, bosh, Gallifrey. Okay, got that one. Atlantis, yeah, okay, Hogsmeade. Atlantis, Pleasant, whatever that is, Shermer, Asgard, Hogsmeade. It shouldn't have to... Oh no, that's the cross-country fall. Oh, it's making money, look. There you go. That's 7 million difference a year. Beg your pardon. Right, I'm less confused now. Hogsmeade to Miranda. Okay, that's going that way. Pleasant View to Hogsmeade. Pleasant. Okay, to wherever. Hogs, which is down there. Do we have one that goes... Yep, Shermer. So there's the Shermer train. So what we've got, and what I was looking for here, is we have a starting point in Pleasant View. We've got one that starts in Shermer. We've got one that starts in Asgard, unless I'm mistaken. Yep. And do we have one that starts in Hogsmeade? Yes, we do. So basically every station should have one train, mainline wise, that starts out going that way, in the first instance. Later on, we will start to double things up. So that means that the next one to do is actually Atlantis, Pleasant View, Shermer, Asgard. Right you are then. Let's block that in. Now the trick that we're going to need to work here is making sure that we've split the running services on both sections of mainline track. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Asgard, back to Shermer. Now you do get obviously quite a degree of cannibalisation going on by routing in this fashion. But so far there is more than enough demand to actually make it work. Alright, so we've got as far as there. Now call up all routes. If you press the right button, that's always valid. Right, so... And this is what you should be seeing. You should be seeing 3 routes at each station. 1 just starting, 2 passing through. And that's exactly what we've got. And the lines are organised beautifully. The only thing that's a bit weird is that the Asgard... The line that we're working on here has decided to cross over, which is not what you want. So coming out of the end of the line, which is Asgard, back towards Shermer, hit up that way, don't you? Thank you. And then going this way, so heading from Shermer out to Asgard, kindly be using these ones. That's it. And then Asgard... See, it's already... I don't know if this is just the game being very smart. I suspect it is, because these are non-through lines that I've got as my termini. But it doesn't have a good record when it comes down to predicting exactly which platform I want them to go on. And that's jolly marvellous. Right, keep going. So far, so good. We are a little Spartan when it comes to signalling, but that is fine. Pleasant View. Okay. Why are you doing something wonky there? Everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine. And then at some point in the tunnel it goes, let's make things not fine. Yes. Okay, fine. Well, we'll make it work. All right, Shermer to Pleasant View, you go via this signal. That's it. And then Pleasant View to Shermer, you go via that signal. Actually, I could have fixed that just by declaring which platform I wanted them on. Pleasant View, platform 4. What do you think about that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Coming back the other way, platform 3. Yep, okay, that's good. 2. And you're doing it again. Stop trying to take the shortest possible route. I admire it in an efficiency sense, but in a practical sense, I do not admire it. It vexes me. In Bad Company's Discord channel last week, there was a fairly significant conversation regarding the use of one-way signals. And my argument now is the same as it's always been, which is I don't use one-way signals unless I have to. The reason being that I quite like being able to send trains the wrong way. Now this is, that's a peculiarity, right? But the reason for that is sometimes I might want to send a train on a weird route. I might want it to back up. There's any number of potential reasons why I might want to do it. But I like having the freedom to make that happen. Apologies for the shoddy camera action there. There's going to be some more, so hang on to your hats. I can get rid of that. Hang on to your hats or your inner ear and balance. There you go. This is such a nice bit of track. Right, yeah. See, I'm even having them stop just before the tunnel so that the passengers can sit out and have a moment or two admiring the view. Admittedly, the view they're admiring is that of a coal mine, but you can't have everything. You can try, but you just can't. Right, this one, and no, it doesn't want to play ball. Okay, well, it will do if I rotate the camera. There you go. Right. See, you can tell you've been playing it a long time when you kind of go, no, that's all right. I know why it's misbehaving. Right, okay, good. So this is, where are we? Atlantis. Did I go Atlun? Yeah, I think I probably did. To Asgard, ASGD. And there we go. There's another route ready to go. So we're just going to. This is largely the approach that we're going to take to ongoing expansion. Exactly how far round did I build this flipping depot? About as far away as it's possible to, by the looks of things. I thought it was Alpha Complex. It is Alpha Complex. Shut up. Right. Okay. So I can choose either depot, which means I'm going to use both. Right, here we go. Let's go for... Now, this has got a reasonably long segment at the end of it. Let's go Scepter, because I'm still in general favour of the old Scepters here. Yeah. Right, that gives us 74 capacity, which is absolutely fine. We'll clone that, and then we'll get another one going from here. And from here on in, I think we'll move away from the Americans and start to move towards an international flavour. I know, that's going to be exciting. Oh, hello, autosave. How lovely to see you. It's been a few days. I hope you've been well. Right, okay. Add Scepter front, add Scepter rear, and yeah, I'm done with you. Right, merge those together. Right, and then if we say you are going on Atlanta to Asgard. Yep. And you are going on Atlanta to Asgard. There you go. Obviously, because it's one big fat loop, they can both get there eventually. Equally obviously, because there's no signals here, there may be any amount of fighting to actually get priority to leave the depot area. But I think once we've got the arrival of goods aplenty and the stuff that needs to be manufactured nearby, and you've got some occasional action coming out here, and I put in a couple of dummy trains to spruce the area up a touch, despite the fact all these points are in a way. I think we're going to end up with something that looks rather fine. It's nice though. Look, they in a very civilized fashion, they've decided to take it in turns. Right, magical. Let's go back to the shopping list of power. Stone shunting is now dumping the cash. The mainline goods. I'm not seeing it here. What's that? Atlanta Asgard will only just launch that, so that's fine. Yep, looks like my goods train's back in business again. Freight shipment, there we go, 2.74. Needs more trains on it, is the long and the short answer to what's going on with that. But it is back in profit, and that's all good. With the, is it Hogs Miranda? No, it's not. It's Atlantis to Hogsmeade. This is our cross-country service here. And that too is now profitable. So not only have I saved some money off the previous service, I've actually started making some on this one. Grand. There you go. That's it. We're done. I'm out of here. I've had enough. You're done for the day. Let's have a look at the scores on the doors throughout that build construction kind of thing. And as you can see, this is what happens when you just roll it along while you're doing ever such a bit of tinkering, is you space out the costs. So we were still profitable every year, despite me doing business as usual and spending money in an unwise fashion. This year's going to be a bit more tricky, given that I've spent 22 million quid on new trains. But, you know, that's what the money's there for. Right, there you go. That'll wrap it up. Next time, I think we'll try and resolve the all of the bottlenecking we've got going on here. The stone is going to be a challenging one, but we'll try and fix the rest of the bottlenecks. Maybe getting as far as the coal and wood at Hogsmeade. And then we'll add another passenger line. We'll just keep easing the passenger line forward on a regular basis. And probably bang Pleasant View's goods station in as well. Lots to do, lots to do. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. I shall leave you over here because it's quite fun to watch. No, I won't. I will leave you over here because it's quite fun to watch. And I'll be back very soon with another episode that is full of glee and vigour. Fling a like if you enjoyed this one and subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next. Catch you soon. Cheerio. Well, there you go. That's another one in the bag, and quite frankly, that's an important one done. The old school depot that we were rolling with there wasn't really up to the task, and I'm hoping that this new one will get things done. Might take a little while for things to get delivered outwards, new trains and so forth, but they will get to anywhere on the network. Fingers crossed, without snarling the whole thing up. Anyway, as usual, I've put a couple of recommendations for you in the side there. Why not give one a go? And if you're not already subscribed, you should subscribe to make sure that you can catch the next episode the second it comes out. You can push the little notification bell thing if you feel like it, or just check back once in a while. The outcome is virtually the same. Just depends how desperate you are to catch the latest stuff the moment it goes live.